The countdown to one of rugby's greatest rivalries has taken another dramatic turn, and this latest twist could reshape the All Blacks' plans before they even arrive in South Africa. With Dave Rennie preparing to announce a 44-man touring squad for the highly anticipated Greatest Rivalry Tour, reports suggest that one unexpected name is about to receive the opportunity of a lifetime. While experienced stars remain central to New Zealand's ambitions, it appears the coaching staff are ready to reward outstanding Super Rugby Pacific performances with a bold selection that has already sparked excitement among fans and analysts alike. The reported inclusion of rising loose forward Semisi Tupetailoa is being viewed as one of the biggest surprises ahead of the tour, and it could have significant implications for the All Blacks' back row balance, especially when it comes to the role of superstar Ardie Savea. After navigating a demanding Nations Championship campaign, the All Blacks are now preparing for what many believe will be their toughest assignment of the year. South Africa have built remarkable squad depth under Rassie Erasmus, and New Zealand know they will need more than experience alone if they hope to challenge the reigning world champions on home soil. That explains why Dave Rennie and fellow selectors Neil Barnes and Sir Graham Henry appear determined to expand their options by taking a larger squad capable of handling the intensity, physicality, and unpredictable nature of a long South African tour. Several familiar faces are expected to return after missing recent test matches, including Beauden Barrett, Kyle Preston, Simon Parker, and Rico Ioane, all of whom are tipped to board the flight. However, it is the reported selection of Semisi Tupetailoa that has generated the greatest curiosity. At just 22 years of age, the powerful loose forward has steadily built a reputation as one of Super Rugby Pacific's most exciting young talents. Despite the unfortunate collapse of Moana Pacifica, his individual performances never went unnoticed. In fact, multiple New Zealand franchises reportedly showed strong interest in signing him, with the Highlanders considered a natural destination due to his Southland connections, while the Crusaders, Chiefs, Hurricanes, and Blues were also linked with the dynamic forward following several off-season departures in their loose forward stocks. His rise has been anything but accidental. Throughout the past two Super Rugby seasons, Semisi Tupetailoa consistently demonstrated his ability to dominate the gain line, carry defenders with him, and create momentum for his side. One statistic perfectly highlights his impact. During the 2026 campaign, he recorded an impressive 182 post-contact meters, placing him among the competition's top performers despite playing fewer matches than many players ranked above him. Among forwards, his numbers ranked among the very best, reinforcing the belief that he possesses the physical attributes required for international rugby. According to reports, the All Blacks coaching group believe that with continued conditioning and development, his ceiling could be even higher than what fans have already witnessed. His possible arrival also creates fascinating selection questions surrounding Ardie Savea, who has become one of the world's premier number 8s. Dave Rennie has previously made it clear that he views Ardie Savea as the preferred long-term solution in the number 8 jersey, where his explosive running, relentless work rate, and leadership qualities have made him indispensable. However, adding another specialist number 8 with the power and athleticism of Semisi Tupetailoa provides greater tactical flexibility. Rather than reducing Savea's influence, it could actually strengthen the All Blacks by allowing the coaching staff to rotate players more effectively during a demanding 4-test series while also exploring different combinations within the loose trio. Competition has become an increasingly important theme inside the All Blacks camp, particularly following mixed performances from several younger forwards during the Nations Championship. Peter Lakai showed flashes of brilliance, including a try against France, but struggled to consistently impose himself at test level in the way many supporters had hoped after his outstanding Hurricanes form. Similarly, Wallace Sititi experienced an inconsistent campaign. After making a positive impact from the bench against France and earning a starting opportunity against Italy, he was ultimately left out of the matchday squad for the crucial clash with Ireland at Eden Park. Following that decision, Dave Rennie delivered an honest assessment of the young forward's performance, explaining that the coaching staff expected higher standards while emphasizing that competition for places remained incredibly fierce. At the same time, Rennie also expressed confidence that Sititi would continue to play a significant role later in the season, provided he responded positively to the challenge. Those comments reflected the demanding culture currently being built within the All Blacks environment. Every player, regardless of reputation or potential, must consistently perform to secure selection. That philosophy appears to have opened the door for Semisi Tupetailoa, whose impressive club form has earned him a genuine opportunity to prove himself alongside some of New Zealand's biggest rugby stars. As the All Blacks prepare for one of the most demanding tours in international rugby, every squad decision carries extra significance. Facing the Springboks in South Africa requires not only world-class talent but also remarkable depth, resilience, and adaptability across every position. By potentially rewarding emerging talent while maintaining an experienced core, Dave Rennie appears determined to build a squad capable of matching South Africa's physical intensity over 4 bruising test matches. Whether Semisi Tupetailoa ultimately becomes a breakout international star remains to be seen, but his reported selection sends a powerful message that exceptional performances will always be rewarded. It also ensures that competition within the All Blacks squad is stronger than ever, placing established stars like Ardie Savea, Wallace Sititi, and Peter Lakai under even greater pressure to perform.
The road to South Africa has never been an easy one for the All Blacks, and this year's greatest rivalry tour is already delivering drama before a single ball has been kicked. As anticipation builds for 4 massive test matches against the world champion Springboks, reports suggest that Dave Rennie is preparing one of the boldest squad selections of his tenure. While many expected the experienced core of New Zealand rugby to dominate the touring party, a surprise name has emerged that could completely reshape the battle for places in one of the most competitive positions on the field. The reported inclusion of Semisi Tupetailoa is not simply another squad announcement, it is a statement about the future direction of the All Blacks. It signals that outstanding domestic performances will be rewarded, regardless of reputation, and it raises intriguing questions about what lies ahead for established stars such as Ardie Savea, Wallace Sititi, and Peter Lakai. With South Africa waiting on home soil and Rassie Erasmus continuing to strengthen the Springboks' remarkable depth, New Zealand know that standing still is simply not an option. According to reports, Dave Rennie is expected to unveil a 44-man squad for the historic tour, marking the first extended All Blacks visit to South Africa in more than 3 decades. The larger squad reflects the enormous challenge that awaits. The tests against the reigning world champions will demand not only elite talent but also depth, durability, and tactical flexibility. The physical intensity of playing the Springboks in South Africa has broken many outstanding teams over the years, and the All Blacks coaching staff appear determined to arrive with enough quality to cope with every possible scenario. The expected return of experienced internationals including Beauden Barrett, Carl Preston, Simon Parker, and Rico Ioane will undoubtedly strengthen the squad, but the biggest talking point has become the possible promotion of one of New Zealand rugby's fastest rising young forwards. At just 22 years old, Semisi Tupetailoa has rapidly transformed from a promising prospect into one of the most talked about loose forwards in New Zealand rugby. His journey has been anything but straightforward. Despite the uncertainty surrounding Moana Pacifica following the franchise's collapse, he continued to produce performances that attracted attention across the country. Reports indicate that virtually every major Super Rugby Pacific franchise monitored his situation closely. The Highlanders appeared natural contenders because of his Southland connections, but interest reportedly also came from the Crusaders, Chiefs, Hurricanes, and Blues, all of whom have experienced changes within their loose forward depth. Such widespread interest speaks volumes about how highly the young forward is regarded within New Zealand rugby circles. Statistics only reinforce the growing excitement surrounding his development. During the 2026 Super Rugby Pacific season, Semisi Tupetailoa became one of the competition's most destructive ball carriers. His remarkable total of 182 post-contact meters placed him among the tournament's elite despite playing fewer matches than many players around him in the rankings. Every time he carried the ball, defenders struggled to stop his momentum. Instead of simply winning collisions, he consistently drove beyond the tackle, creating quick ball and putting opposition defensive lines under enormous pressure. Modern international rugby places enormous value on players capable of generating front-foot possession, and this is precisely the quality that appears to have caught the attention of Dave Rennie and his coaching team. What makes his potential selection even more fascinating is the impact it could have on Ardie Savea. Over recent seasons, Savea has become one of the defining figures of New Zealand rugby. Whether playing at open-side flanker or number 8, his explosive running, relentless work ethic, and unmatched competitiveness have made him one of the first names on every All Blacks team sheet. More recently, however, Dave Rennie has publicly indicated that he views Savea primarily as his long-term number 8. That decision has provided stability but has also limited the tactical flexibility available within the loose trio. The arrival of Semisi Tupetailoa could change that equation completely. Instead of relying almost exclusively on Savea at the back of the scrum, the coaching staff could rotate their forwards depending on the demands of each test match. Against the enormous Springbok pack, fresh legs could become invaluable. A player capable of producing powerful carries late in games may prove just as important as the starting lineup itself. In that respect, Semisi Tupetailoa offers something different. His ability to consistently bend defensive lines through direct physicality complements rather than replaces Savea's dynamic style. Rather than creating a selection headache, the young forward could actually provide the balance that New Zealand have been searching for. His emergence also places additional pressure on other young backrowers who entered the season with high expectations. Peter Lakai enjoyed an outstanding Super Rugby campaign with the Hurricanes and earned opportunities at test level, but his performances have been viewed as encouraging rather than dominant. Although he crossed the try-line against France, many observers believe he struggled to impose himself physically against stronger international opposition. Meanwhile, Wallace Sititi, another exciting talent, experienced an up-and-down Nations Championship campaign. After impressing from the bench against France, he earned a starting role against Italy but failed to fully convince the selectors. His omission from the matchday squad for the decisive clash against Ireland sent a clear message that performances, not potential, determine selection. Following that decision, Dave Rennie spoke candidly about the standards expected within the All Blacks environment. He acknowledged that Sititi had not reached the level required against Italy but also expressed confidence that the young forward would continue to feature throughout the season if he responded positively.